Hi everyone. Welcome to the second episode in our Back to School series on the must-know accessibility feature on the iPad. As I mentioned in episode 1, these tools aren't just for students with diagnosed disabilities. These tools can support all learners by promoting independence, focus, and access. Let's dive into episode 2 using the Dictation, also known as speech-to-text tool on the iPad. There are many reasons why students can benefit from using speech to text, but the two most common reasons that I see are due to spelling difficulties and struggles with written output. If you have a student with dyslexia who also struggles with spelling, most traditional spell check engines may not be able to identify the correct spelling of the word. If a student lacks access to a word prediction tool, speech-to-text can enable them to dictate the desired word, thereby eliminating the spelling barrier. The second student I use this tool with is one who struggles with written expression. How many of you have worked with a student who can orally articulate to you information and what they want to write about, but once they are tasked with either writing or typing out their thoughts, they struggle with doing so? Using the dictation feature to express their ideas as a first draft allows them to get their information down on paper and gives them a place to start for the editing process. As I mentioned in episode 1, integrating a tool into mainstream technology enables a more beneficial experience for all users and normalizes the use of these features. How many of us today use dictation to write a quick email or send a text? Dictation has become a part of our mainstream life. Now, let's take a look at where to turn on the dictation tool on the iPad. To make sure that the dictation feature is turned on your iPad, go to Settings, General, and tap on Keyboard. From there, scroll down to the English box and make sure that Enable Dictation is turned on. You will know that it is turned on when the toggle is green. If you watched episode 1, you saw that to enable text-to-speech, you needed to turn it on under the Accessibilities feature. Although you may naturally want to go into the accessibility setting to turn on speech-to-text, that is not the case on the iPad. You do need to go via the keyboard setting. So now that we have turned the feature on in settings, let's show how to use it. In this example, I am in Google Docs on the iPad, but it is a similar process regardless of the app that you are working in. To use dictation, you need to make sure that the on-screen keyboard is activated. If you have a student who is using an external keyboard like I am, to access the on-screen keyboard, you need to tap on the keyboard icon, which on my screen is showing in the bottom left-hand corner. And you want to tap on Show Keyboard. To use dictation, you tap on the microphone icon, which is on the bottom of the on-screen keyboard next to the spacebar. You notice that when I tapped on the microphone icon, that light gray box turned to a dark gray and it made a pinging sound. When I was done using dictation, all you need to do is tap back on it and it will go from the dark gray to the light gray. It's as simple as that. So, as we begin the school year, let's prepare our students for success by introducing them to these built-in accessibility tools that can provide additional support. Want to learn more about different assistive technology tools you can use with your students throughout the school year? Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss an episode. Thanks for watching.